And we're live. Hello.
Hey, hey.
So I'm Kat with Rebloom Room, and today I have Dr. Robyn Scott. She is a clinical pharmacist. Is that right? Clinical
Yep,
pharmacist?
correct.
I
Yep,
got really
got
nervous. And
it.
a sleep health coach. And we're here to talk about sleep and how to get more of it and how to clean up your sleep hygiene, etc. So, in the meantime, I would like to introduce myself also. I'm Kat McD, and I'm with Rebloom Room, where we talk about all things joyous, such as rest, self care, community care, international travel and retreats. And so, I really wanted to talk about rest because a lot of people just don't get enough sleep. They don't
Mhm.
prioritize their sleep and they don't take naps, or they take naps maybe at the wrong time of day. So, let's
Mhm.
get into it. Let's talk about how we can get better sleep and improve our health overall through the wonder that is sleep.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you.
Yeah. Do you want to introduce yourself and tell us why sleep is so important?
Yeah. So, like Kat, you just said, my background is clinical pharmacy. I've been a clinical pharmacist for over 20 years now. And I often have people come to me, and they come to us for a wide variety of things, especially when we're doing like retail pharmacy, working at a local Walgreens. And they come to us and they want different, what is out here on the counter that can help us. And one of the things they were always coming to us about was sleep.
Hmm.
And one of the things we did find that people, we would recommend various, whatever was over the counter for them. But they would always come back and complain, it didn't help me at all, or it did help me get to sleep, but I was groggy and sleepy for like 5 days after that. So they were suffering from side effects from it. It was drug interactions. So they were really craving something natural. So that's really where I began doing my research of how to help people to kind of naturally get that good, deep sleep they need.
Mhm.
And I had always slept great myself until it had to be about 7 or 8 years ago where I was going through a lot. I was going through a divorce. My dad died. I just changed jobs. I had issues with my son in school. It was like
Mm.
life was lifing.
Mhm.
I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden I could kind of relate to what these, a lot of our customers and clients were dealing with.
Yeah.
And I immediately just went to the doctor and got some sleeping pills. I'm like, well, okay,
Mm.
that'll solve it. But just like them, I was having side effects, having issues and problems with the actual pills. And I felt a little scared that I was going to be dependent on these for life.
Mhm.
So I had to wean myself off of those and really research and find how do I get the natural sleep that I need?
Mhm.
And I think a lot of things, especially with what's going on in the world and our lives, sleep has become a skill set that we've lost. Um,
Mm.
and so I stand on the affirmation that sleep is actually a skill set that
Mm.
all of us need to really relearn in these really modern times where we have our cell phones on at night, we're on
Mhm.
Instagram at night, all
Mhm.
this stuff we're being bombarded with, we'd have to relearn sleep. So that's
Yes.
what's here today.
Yes. It is true that a lot of people just are not prioritizing it.
Mhm.
Um, Hi, Celestial J. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining. Um, so why is sleep so important though? What happens to our bodies and our brains if we don't get enough sleep?
Yeah. So there's really specific information and research showing that sleep deprivation, and not just 1 or 2 nights, here and there, chronic sleep deprivation actually puts us at higher risk for chronic diseases. So, any
Mm.
types of heart issues, heart failure, hypertension, any metabolic disorders, hormonal disorders, because our body does a lot of rest and repair. So you're repairing your immune system, your hormonal system, your blood vessels. All of this repair is going on while you're asleep.
Mm.
Ideally, the height of that repair is actually going on from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. every single night when you have the highest amount of levels of melatonin, which is a sleep hormone, but it's also a superb healing hormone in general. So just the physical health. A lot of people who are dealing with unwanted weight, our appetite regulation actually comes in while we're sleeping, which is really amazing to me. And so people who are dealing with, they can't seem to lose the weight. They're really watching the diet and doing all the exercise things. That's one thing they should really check on, is if they're getting enough sleep. So that's some of the physical things. Emotionally, we all know those people who wake up on the wrong side of the bed. We even have the saying in the bed where they're cranky and upset. So mood disorders, irritability. There's even some really connections with mental illness and sleep deprivation. So people, it can actually exacerbate it. If they're already prone to that, it can exacerbate it and make it worse. Some other mental things, when you're running businesses and trying to, do all this other stuff, you really need to consolidate your memory. So all the stuff we're learning during the day actually becomes processed and consolidated at nighttime while we're asleep. So if you're having issues, really just remembering things, definitely check the sleep. I know we're in a society now where everything is just going on all at once. So it's easy to have adult ADHD. Can be looked into for sleep time. Are you having issues concentrating and focusing? Those are also linked to sleep deprivation. So emotional, mental, and physical all really are really dependent on you getting that really good sleep. It's a foundation for our health.
Yeah. And what you were saying about sort of when you were going through a divorce and all of the lifing, there is a really strong correlation between like our ability to get sleep and the stress that's going on in our life. Like
Yes.
it's kind of a catch-22 where if you could get more sleep, you could, process some of this and give your body and brain a rest. But then if you're so hyped up, but you're stressed out, you can't get the sleep that you need. So it's a horrible, it's a horrible bind to be in when you need something so badly, but you can't.
Yeah.
Do you find that people are in that situation? Like, how can they get out of that cycle?
I think number one is really prioritizing that they need to get rest. So they always say that's the one way you can help yourself without any situation, is admitting that there is a problem there. I think especially women I run into, they think, sleep is a luxury. And it's not a luxury. It's actually a core necessity. So really knowing that first and forehand that mindset change is what needs to come first. Once that mindset change comes in, then it's like a plethora of natural things that you can do that should be done, like having a power down hour. It's hard to be, hyped up watching a horror movie, or doing doom scrolling where we're scrolling and it's just doom and gloom. It's hard to calm yourself to go to sleep. So have that power down hour before bed where you're putting away the electronics.
Yeah.
I love bath time. I'm a bath addict. I love bath time. And when I'm recommending different things for my clients to do, we look at, things you can add to the bath. About 70% of the US population is deficient in magnesium. So adding magnesium to the bath can be a great way to really calm. It's a natural from head to toe muscle relaxer. You can get some really simple magnesium from your health food store, like Epsom salts. That's what that is.
Okay. Yeah. People always talk about soaking in Epsom salts. And I always think, but it's just in the water. Like, how does that even get into you? Like, what?
You do absorb some of that into the muscle, into your muscles. And I've been using lately, I've gotten from our health food store. So any of the health food stores have another type of magnesium called magnesium flakes.
Okay.
And I find that be even better. I really love using those. And it really relaxes you to really get that good night's sleep. So having, a good bedtime routine, I help people with. Also looking at the environment. It's hard to go to sleep if there's clutter everywhere. I was just shopping not too long ago for new sheets, and I saw it was a discount store. But all the sheets were like polyester. It was like I was in there over an hour trying to find.
You get what you pay for.
Yes, you sure do. You get what you pay for. And when you sleep in those polyester sheets, you don't allow your skin to breathe. Those unnatural fibers, they're not breathable fibers. They can have a certain odor mixed with our bodies as well. So I finally found some cotton sheets, and they weren't that much more expensive than the polyester ones. But it just took a little time to find it. So really getting all natural bedding. Some people I was like, go try out some new mattresses. As we get older, we may need like different mattresses, maybe some more support. Some
All
even need more
right.
softer mattresses. So
Okay. I need a
evaluate.
new mattress. I need a new
You can put
mattress.
that on your
Yeah.
list.
I'm writing that down. I do. I
Treat
do. I
yourself.
do.
That would be
Yeah, one thing I noticed about the environment that I sleep in. So I was traveling around Mexico for 2 months and
great.
I stayed in a lot of different places. So
Mhm.
I'm taking back some of the best practices or the things that I loved about it. One place had those blackout shades,
Yes.
and I
Mhm.
got such good sleep in that room. It
I
was it
did.
was it was life-changing. It was so, so good. Also, it was a pretty quiet neighborhood too, so for Mexico
Mhm.
City, it was pretty great sleep. And another place I stayed in had linen sheets.
I know that is luxury. You're just bathing in luxury with linen
So
sheets.
nice.
Yes.
Yes, yes, and it took me, that was the previous trip. It's taken me months to find the linen sheets I wanted on sale, and I grabbed them.
Oh,
So,
good for you, because
yes.
those could be
They
pricey, so
can
you
be
get a
pricey.
good
Yep.
deal on them, and
Yeah.
that's all natural fibers. They make
Yeah.
all the world of difference in your sleep,
Yes.
really getting
And
that.
making your bedroom and your bed a place that's, inviting and cozy, and you've made a nest, and you're excited to go and, "Oh, I get into my linen sheets now, and get to
Yeah.
use my cozy PJs," and, I love the color of the PJs, I love the fabric. That's
Mhm.
important.
It really is
Yeah.
important. It's really important for that relaxation stage that we need. It's like we need to kind of calm down before
Mhm.
we get into the sleep in the various different stages. So that's
Yeah.
awesome. Congratulations on your linen.
I know, excited. I'm waiting till it gets a little cooler, a little warmer out before I put them on, but yes, they're ready.
And the
Yeah,
blackout shades are a big deal.
that
Um,
was huge.
even during you can even get really good nap times in. I know I've watched you do
Mm,
your YouTube nap time. I love
yes,
those. I love
yes,
nap
I
time.
did, yay,
And
yes,
those blackout shades make a big difference. The
yeah,
noise too level. I have
mhm,
people who they'll do different affirmations at night if they're really
mm,
working on some issues with their subconscious and their
mm,
self-concept. They'll do affirmations.
mhm,
Some just do a white noise machine. Um,
yes,
so you were lucky you were in a nice neighborhood where you just didn't need, it was just kind of quiet. So
yes,
that's
it
what you
was,
just did.
yeah, yeah. I love a good white noise machine, or there's, one that I have that has, brown noise, you can,
Oh yeah.
circle through it, and there's a brown noise that's almost immediately makes me go, just go away,
Yeah, it
the
blows
sound
you
of it.
away. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, so I have the brown noise, I have my linen sheets, I have to get a new mattress and some new pillows,
Okay.
and I probably won't get blackout shades because my room it would be complicated, but I do have a mask that I sleep with
That'll
sometimes, but
help.
when I remember, yeah, it blocks it out,
Mhm.
so that's good.
Good
Yeah. Yeah.
way.
So
Yeah.
so, yeah, can you see the relation between light and sleep, like light in the room?
You broke up a little bit. What was that?
Oh, sorry. The when there's light in the room and how that affects your sleep, like
Yeah,
if
yeah.
the sun is shining or the moon or
Your body actually secretes the melatonin in response to the darkness. And so that's why, too, we talk about getting rid of a lot of the technology an hour before bed, because the blue light actually suppresses and disrupts your melatonin production. That is the main hormone needed to get to sleep. So if
Mhm.
it's really light in the room, if you have like lights coming from under the door or a night
Mm,
lamp on or something like that, you can actually inhibit and decrease the amount of melatonin that you're going to naturally secrete.
mhm.
And that by not getting that good amount, it'll be harder, much harder to get to sleep. So yeah, that's
Right.
why that blackout shades feels so good. Now you're
Mhm,
maximizing the natural melatonin. Our
mhm.
body naturally makes this.
Yeah.
'Cause I do have some clients who come to me, look, can I just take a melatonin pill? I'm not a big fan of those. It's
Mhm,
one thing to take a maybe an occasional in an emergency, or if you're traveling somewhere new for the first time, you just
mhm.
need something. But um, there is a concern that taking external melatonin will actually suppress your body's natural ability to make it, because it's like, oh, we're
Mm,
getting this from outside now. We don't need to worry about making that. Um,
right.
Plus, there's a lot of extra ingredients in there. We're not even
Mhm.
sure, the laboratory created melatonin isn't as effective as what we take,
Mm,
which
that's
is
what we make.
naturally what we
Mhm,
make. And there's actually foods that have melatonin. A lot of people, we have like tart cherries have natural melatonin.
All right, I'm writing these down. Okay, hold on. Tart cherries, yes, yes.
Banana, like you can make a really delicious smoothie, and regular cherries have them too. A cherry banana grape smoothie at night, you'll be knocked out. You'll love it.
Oh, grapes,
Other
bananas, and
odd
cherries.
fruits like kiwis have them. So some of those are some of the good things that have them. Pistachios, almonds, if you like, some of those yummy nuts before bed.
Okay, yeah, I have some of those downstairs. Okay, almonds, great, great. Yeah, I love food as medicine. So it's lovely because I love food in general.
Yeah, me too.
Now I can be like, I can eat all the pistachios I want tonight.
You treat yourself. Yeah, it's for your sleep. You got to.
Oh, that's good. Yes, I also heard that like a lot of people will take too much melatonin. Like generally the dose that like on the jar is usually way too
high.
much. What I mean, yeah, yeah. So what happens if you take a lot of that, like this,
So first of all, one of the major issues is side effects. I've taken some myself, and just I had personally, and I've had people tell me they have anywhere from night terrors to really super detailed odd dreams, and so much to the fact that they wake up in the middle of the night, which defeats the purpose of taking the melatonin to get to sleep in the first place. So it's way too high. When they look at how much our body naturally secretes, it may be like a 0.1 milligram are naturally, and yet we're getting, you can buy to go to, their local drugstore now and get like a 5 milligram tablet.
Yeah.
Way too much overload. People find that they're groggy for days at a time. So it's just too much. And once again, that concern, if you're just slamming the body with this much external, unnatural melatonin, that it may stop making its own. And that's kind of scary and dangerous. We want our body to keep making its own natural hormones and stuff as long as possible.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So you want to talk a little bit about sleep and travel? Like jet lag and all the time differences. And also even when, we're just here and they decide, daylight savings time's over and like what's happening? Like all the time changes and the jet lag. How do we work around that?
So for the jet lag, most people know where they're going to be at. The best thing to do is actually start practicing that sleep, those hours differences in the current location you're at for several days before you go on your trip. So if typically, right now it was, for an example, it's 4 p.m., but it's really going to be, 6 a.m. there. You need to be staying awake and really getting your body acclimated to where you're going to be headed to as much as possible. And then once you get there, you need to be on the program of that particular time zone. So even though if you feel like, oh, I just want to sleep and yawn, try and best to stay awake on that time zone and go to sleep when it's time to go to sleep. And you can definitely implement some naps in there as well. A lot of times when people go to like foreign places, they can find that it's like, the first night or two is just very difficult getting that rest. So, and there's some herbs we recommend that they can take. They can, take chamomile. I always recommend, check with your doctor, check with your pharmacist. I have to always, put that disclaimer on there to make sure you don't have any disease interactions, drug interactions, or anything like that. But once you do the check, you can definitely look into chamomile, valerian, lavender. One of my new favorite ones is a passion flower. I really like the taste of that as a tea as well, too. There's pop. There's some things you can take. There's another one that helps with stress called ashwagandha. So that's another good one. So having something on board naturally that you can take when you do get to the location. Sleeping on the plane itself, you mentioned an eye mask. So definitely pack an eye mask so that you can get rest on the plane. Some type of blackout ear noise from the engine of the plane, or maybe a crying baby that just won't stop crying who's 2 seats away from you. Having something like that you can pack with you. That won't really burden and bear you down. I know we have to really watch our restrictions with what we're packing when we're going overseas and so forth. Also watching your foods. I know when we get to these new places, we're excited about the foods. We want to try everything, but your biggest meal, you should have a cutoff time at about like 6 p.m. or about 3 hours before you go to bed. So if you're going to go to bed at 9, the biggest meal should be 6 p.m. at the latest. You can have some small snacks in between then. But if your body has to spend a lot of time actually breaking down the food, then it can't go to sleep because it's too busy digesting the food.
Right.
Um,
Okay.
What other things when you're going out of town? We want to try there. You know, they have these amazing coffees. If you go to the Central America, South America, Mexico,
Mhm.
and they taste so much different and richer down there too. I've had a couple of them, but limiting your coffee and having a cutoff time for your caffeines and your delicious chocolates. So
Mm.
for me, like I can't really do caffeine and chocolates past noon, or else I'm gonna have issues.
No chocolate past noon?
Or else I'm gonna have
Oh,
problems.
no. That's hard.
But some people are like, no, my cutoff time is 6 p.m. or 4 p.m.
Mhm.
So whatever,
Mhm.
you have to kind of experiment with yourself what your
Yeah.
cutoff time is for chocolate. And it's probably all the sugar in chocolates too.
Yes.
It's getting me
Yes.
hyped up. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah. So
Yeah.
just watching. I know when we go on vacation, we want to have a great time, but we do have
Mhm.
to also, be cognizant of how much sugar we're consuming, how much
Mhm.
caffeine. Another one is alcohol, going
Mhm.
on these trips and consuming lots of alcohol, having a cutoff time for that. Alcohol is actually a natural sedative, so it'll help you
Mhm.
kind of doze off, but then it disrupts the sleep architecture while you
Mm.
are asleep. So you don't want that. So having a cutoff time, usually around that dinner, 6 p.m. or so.
Okay.
Those are things to keep in mind while we're traveling.
Okay.
Just basically some of the same things that we're doing here, we need to continue on and not just throw them to the wind because we're on vacation.
Mhm. What about spicy food? Does that do anything
Yeah,
to your
it can
sleep?
definitely disrupt your sleep. Now, if you come from multiple generations of spicy food for like hundreds and thousands of years, you're
Mhm.
probably going to be really less affected.
Yeah.
I know I don't come from that. So if I do eat something spicy, it's going to disrupt my sleep.
Mm.
So that's definitely
Okay.
something to keep in mind. And some people are just more acclimated and it just doesn't bother
Mhm.
them as much. I
Yeah.
can't, I had a client who had lactose intolerance
Mhm.
recently. And she just, devoured her mom's macaroni and cheese and couldn't sleep that evening.
Ah, I
So
know.
if you have any type of allergies, I'm not saying you can't eat her mac and cheese. You just know,
Right.
okay, well, my sleep may be a little funny tonight, so I'll take a break from the mac and cheese tomorrow. So you just kind of know in advance, kind of
Right.
what sets you off. So yeah.
Right. So, how do I keep track of my sleep? Like I'm kind of lackadaisical, like, oh, I didn't sleep that well last night, but I'm not like saying, well, it's because X, Y, and Z the night before. Like, how
Mhm.
do I keep track of it so I know cause and effect?
They do have a lot of apps out that will actually keep track of it for you.
Hmm.
But I when I first start working with clients, I usually have them just get a regular notebook and
Hmm.
just date the book, or either they put it in their regular calendar that they're already using already, so that they
Hmm.
don't have to have anything extra, and just
Right.
jot down some really basic things like what time did you go to sleep? Did you wake up throughout the night and couldn't get back to sleep? It's actually natural to wake up once or twice during the night, as long as you can go to sleep within about 30 minutes or less. The
Hmm.
problem is you wake up at 2 and you got to be up at 6 and then you just can't get back to sleep. Then you're exhausted by noon. So that's the
Mm.
issue. So
Yeah.
you want to look at some of those things. I even have them write down nutrition things because there are certain
Hmm.
things that will set them off. Like we said, high sugary diets. You'll find that there are high stress diets and they're kind of
Mm.
hyped up and can't really relax in general.
Mhm.
We look at their hydration. So definitely keeping track. If you already have a calendar,
Mhm.
like I put this, our live today on my calendar. I like to have people really just kind of use what already they have.
Mhm.
They don't have to do anything extra and just really keep track of, how they're getting their rest.
Right. Right. And then working with a sleep health coach like you can help people figure out the cause and effect because I
Yeah,
wouldn't necessarily put two and two together if I'm looking at
right.
them like, I don't know, I thought
I
I thought I was doing all right yesterday and
will
then
review like, well, what did you eat? Well, I did
right.
have this really delicious after dinner espresso. It was yummy. They were serving it after dinner, so it must be okay. And so that's like really too late in the
Mm,
day to. So we do
mm,
look at that. We'll review sleep, look at the nutrition, hydration. It's hard to get good rest if you're dehydrated. So
Mhm.
are you drinking water throughout the day, and even drinking it in forms of you're not drinking? So that's pretty easy to do. You can, you get a glass that you know how much is in there, and you just fill it up throughout the day. You can add different things like lemon, lime, oranges. You have it.
That's my lifelong struggle. Like I just don't drink enough water.
Drinking
It's
that.
a
Okay.
lifelong struggle. I need a water coach. Like to drink. Like
That's
I've tried
cool. I have
apps.
a
I've
beautiful
tried
water
so
closet. I
many
bet they're out there though. Good job.
Yeah, I've tried so many apps and this and that. I just can't.
And then you can eat your water too. That's
Oh,
kind of a
that's
new
true.
novel way where like doing juices, like fresh pressed juices,
Yeah.
smoothies.
Yeah.
They find that the water gets more delivered into your cells
Mm,
when it's accompanied by like juices and fruits and so
okay.
forth. So
Well,
those are
that's
some
good.
other ways. So
Well,
you'll
that's
probably
good.
get
Yeah.
more than you realize.
Yes, definitely drink. I drank a lot of licuados in Mexico, and I'm
Oh,
gonna keep try and keep that up. That's a good
okay.
idea. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah, yeah.
Yay.
Excellent. Let's see. So, how can you recommend that people prioritize sleep? They're busy. They've got a lot going on in their lives, and they're trying to get stuff done. Maybe they're waiting till the kids are asleep to like work on some projects at home. Like, how do you prioritize sleep when you've got so much going on?
I highly recommend most of the people who come to me, they're high achieving professionals who already keep some type of a calendar. They either keep it, a Notion calendar, Google calendar, or they just have, just the tried and true old fashioned calendar that they keep. I have them actually schedule in sleep, just like they're scheduling in their 10 a.m. meeting, their 1 p.m. workout, their 6:30 dinner with this person. Schedule that in.
Mm,
Once again, it's not a luxury; it is a necessity. And so it's just as necessary as having to make payroll for your staff or having to complete a big project that's due on Monday. Schedule your rest in. That's
yeah.
why I love when you do those nap
And
times.
that,
You schedule
yeah,
it in,
yeah.
and you wake up feeling more refreshed, ready to get more things done and be more productive too. So that's probably the
Mm,
number one thing. Really scheduling the sleep, having boundaries through all your life, your work
mhm,
life, your business life, um, boundaries with friends and families that they, unless there's an emergency, please don't
mhm.
call me past 10 p.m.
Right.
Just
Yes.
having those things in place.
Yes. I know who not to call late at night. This is
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I know certain friends of mine are like early to sleep. I'm like, I'm not calling her.
Yeah, it's like unless it's a
Mm,
dire emergency, I'm just
yeah.
gonna wait till the morning for that
Mhm,
person. Yeah.
mhm.
But see,
Yeah.
that person has set that boundary. And
Yes.
so all of you all know, okay, leave her
Mhm,
alone past 7 p.m. or 9
mhm,
p.m. So
mhm.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
really important for
Yeah.
prioritizing.
Yes.
People around us, they can't read our minds, so we'll
Mhm.
have to communicate that to them.
Yeah. Yeah. Train people. You have
Mhm.
to I'm well trained now.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so do you have like a anything you have a website and you have like do you have like a list of, good habits or a list of herbs or something like that that we
Yeah, I
could
sure do. I have a free starter kit that
Okay.
goes into herbs. I have some
Mhm.
recipes for some of those smoothies I mentioned.
Okay.
And it really goes into the top 10 ways for you to start, not next week, not next month, not next year, start tonight.
Mhm.
Really getting that good, deep sleep that you require and that we all just really need. So
Yes.
yeah, I'll send you that link and so your people can definitely get on if they want the free starter kit. Yep.
Yay. Okay, good. I'll put a link to the starter kit in the
You
description.
awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
All right,
you.
let's see. So we talked about sleep routines and the foods and travel, and natural remedies that if people are thinking of taking melatonin, we talked a little bit about um, tart cherries, bananas, grapes,
Mhm.
pistachios, almonds, kiwis, so passion
Yes,
flower and chamomile, lavender,
the herbs, yeah.
um, herbs, these things to help us. Oh, one thing I like to use is oat straw. It's like a, I don't
Oh,
know,
yeah.
it's another herb. Oat straw,
Oh,
nettles, those kinds of,
good.
there are a lot of different herbs. Ashwagandha, you mentioned. Yes.
Dandelion is a good another
Mm,
sedative. It's not like a deep sleep thing, but
mhm,
you will find because I can remember drinking some dandelion around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I'm like,
mhm.
oh, I feel like a nap kind of later in the day. So
Yeah.
that's something, a lot of the herbs are, it's like really Mother Nature created so much stuff for us to kind of relax and
Yes.
really, really release a lot of the stress and stuff that we have going on just
Yes.
naturally. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, it's better. They're not addictive.
Yeah.
They are good for your entire body.
Right.
And yeah, much
That's
better
one
than
thing that, like you
taking.
said, the entire body, like the nettles are good for, they help cleaning out the kidneys, the
Mhm.
dandelions known for liver.
Lots
So
of
you're
iron.
getting great, and the irons in the nettles as
Mhm.
well too. A lot of
Mhm.
people are
Yeah.
anemic. So you're getting
Mhm.
so many other good benefits along
Yeah.
with, oh, okay, I'm gonna get a good night's sleep too. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's very good. Okay, is there anything that we didn't mention? Oh, can you talk about naps? Because I
Yeah.
have been doing naps. Can you talk about, like, guidelines for naps? I
Yeah.
know that,
Oh,
like, before 3 and 30 minutes go ahead, you tell me.
yeah. So that naps won't interrupt your nighttime sleep, they should be what they call power naps. So like 20 to 30 minutes
Mhm.
are ideally the time. And then you can't take a nap like at 5 or 6 in the evening and think that you'll go to sleep well at night because that will definitely disrupt the sleep. So the ideal times are like 11:30 to like 2:30. Um,
Okay.
so that good stretch of that time for your
Mhm.
nap time.
Mhm.
And then
Okay.
as a relaxed possible, there's some people who find they can't even get to sleep, but research is showing that if you just get that rest, you're going to
Mm.
actually feel better, and your body is still doing some repair and rejuvenation just
Mhm.
by resting. Even if you don't get the good deep sleep during the nap, you can
Mhm.
still really benefit from just resting a little bit during the middle of the day.
Yes, it feels really good. It
It
just feels good.
really
Just
does.
lay down and sort of just reminding yourself that even in the middle of the day, even as you're, like, trying to get us a whole bunch of stuff done, and then just dropping it and laying down, that can really
Mhm.
change your shift your mindset.
Does.
It's kinda like things that seemed really important are just like, "Oh, yeah, they're still
Mhm.
there. They're good still gonna
Those
be there in an
are
hour. They'll be there in
yeah.
half an hour." Yeah, it's good. It's yeah, I'm
Definitely.
starting to like I was never a napper before, but I'm really starting to enjoy my naps now.
Oh, good, you're treating
Yeah.
yourself. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially because I have a hammock, so
Yeah, those
any
habits are
opportunity.
good.
Yeah. 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 So, anything else that we should mention about sleep, sleep
Um,
health, and if you have anything that you wanted to share, like with the program or how people can work with you, that would be great too.
yeah. I do have a YouTube channel, so they can feel free. It's Sleep Well
Mhm.
RX, the
Mhm.
name down here, dash Robyn Scott. So I'm
Mhm.
sharing a lot of information and great info on there. So they can definitely feel free to come on there and definitely
Mhm.
subscribe and like and learn more about how to work with me and so forth.
Mhm. Hi,
Hi.
LXNC, sexy LAX.
Great.
Good to see
Yay.
you. Yeah, just talk and sleep. Oh, yeah, if there are any questions, pop them into the chat. We're kind of winding down our conversation, but if you have a quick question, we'd love to answer. Um, yeah, and so you mostly work with people who are kind of high-powered professionals, very busy,
Right.
yeah, and
And
wanting
these
to
are
do a
people who
lot.
haven't made the time. Their mindset is kind of a lot that their sleep is a luxury that they can't
Mhm,
afford.
mhm.
And I'm saying, no, sleep is a necessity that you cannot just omit from your life. You have to get
Yeah,
that rest. So yeah.
yeah, for sure. Um, Sexy LEX says, I agree with the doctor. I didn't sleep well last night, and I know I didn't eat well yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So you see that connection with good
yeah,
nutrition and sleep. That's excellent. You
yeah,
see that, L. Yeah.
yeah. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm gonna be on the lookout for that to see,
Once you
like.
watch that,
Mhm,
you'll definitely notice. Yeah, if
mhm.
I'm all sugared up for something, that's
Yeah,
a no-go.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If I hadn't had my water, I could
Mhm,
definitely feel the difference. So yeah.
mhm. Hi there. Oh, I had her on last time.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you for this.
awesome.
Yeah. Do you guys know each other?
Yeah, we were in
Okay,
on one
good.
of the challenges together.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
I sure
Okay.
do. Good to see
Okay,
you.
good, good. Excellent. Yeah. All right, everyone. I think we did it. We've got some good information that we can take and practice today. Like get
Awesome.
better sleep tonight by
Yes.
implementing some of these practices. And I have my tea ritual What else? I just ate all the pistachios in the house, but I can go back and get, I'm gonna do it some Epsom salts. What if I just soak my feet in Epsom salts? Would that be
Your
also
feet
helpful?
actually absorb a lot of actually a high absorption rate of a lot of things. That's why they tell
Okay.
you to be careful going outside barefoot, because
Okay.
you could absorb something that's on the ground.
Mhm.
But
Okay.
yeah, if you don't want to do like a soak, a whole full body soak, you can do a
Yeah.
foot soak. And they
Mhm.
also make a lot of magnesium products now that actually can be rubbed into the muscles, and you're
Mhm.
going to get some good relaxation like that. So they have like magnesium creams and lotion
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
have kind of a similar effect of using the Epsom salts.
Okay. All right. Good. I love a good foot soak at night.
Oh, that'll
I
feel
like to like soak my
good.
feet in like
You have any
coconut
essential
oil.
oils you could throw in
Yes,
there?
I
Oh,
sure
good. That's
do.
gonna be
Yeah,
delicious.
lavender. Yeah.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Okay. Yay. All right, then I'm gonna go have to look at mattresses.
Yeah, go treat yourself and go lay down on a few, see how they feel on
Mhm.
your back, and
Yeah.
yeah, that'll be fun. You'll
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay. She says she uses Fitness Pal to track water
Oh,
and food
yeah,
intake.
that's
Okay.
a good idea.
My Fitness Pal. All right. I'll take a look at it. I don't know. I
Yeah,
need
there's
like an
so many
actual,
trackers now that we
yeah.
have no excuse. There's so much AI and technology. We all should be, maximizing health after health after health because it is a lot. And if it's just an
Mhm.
old-fashioned pen and notebook, that works too. So just
Yeah.
that's a good way.
A magnesium fizz. Mhm.
Oh, okay. I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. It's a powder,
Mm.
a magnesium fizz powder. Yeah, and that helps calm it. Some people do take magnesium internally. I always
Mhm.
recommend that they do work with a doctor. Make sure that the dose is appropriate for them and it's not
Mhm.
interacting with any other medicines or supplements or herbs they're taking. But
Mhm.
yeah, that can
Or you
be
could just have a banana.
yeah, I prefer to just get mine from food. Like I said, I have a banana, I
Yeah.
make a smoothie, do a banana,
Mm.
grape, and cherry smoothie. It's delicious, and you just
Mm.
like you might not even finish the smoothie, you start falling asleep. So I love it.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. Yes. Oh, I should also mention Dr. Robyn Scott is a doctor, but she is not your doctor. So please consult with your doctor before
Definitely,
making any
yeah.
drastic changes to your health regimen.
Yes, 100%.
Um, question hormone progesterone. Specific, I don't know anything about it. Is this a question
Your
specific
hormones
about
are regulated during your sleep.
Mhm.
So if you're not getting the good proper sleep, that's definitely something to look into in terms of like your hormonal function.
Mm,
There are natural progesterone things out there like wild yam cream and some other things you can use
mhm,
without having to use some of the pharmaceutical different products that are out there. So if you're interested
mm,
in that. So
mm.
I don't know what her specific question is about progesterone. She just put progesterone.
Yeah, Celestial J, if you want to write a question out so we can give a better answer for that. Um, she has an ND.
Okay,
Oh, maybe
she
it's
probably
an
she's a naturopath. Awesome,
Oh,
that's great.
okay.
Yeah, a
Okay.
naturopathic
Okay.
doctor. Mhm.
Oh, that's good. I need one of those.
Yeah, those are good. I really like working with a
Mm,
lot of the alternative medicine doctors, the chiropractors,
mhm,
traditional Chinese medicine doctors. There's a lot of different options
mhm.
that we have that we could choose
Okay,
from. Yeah.
cool. All right. Well, I don't see Celestial J. If you want to write something more specific so we can know what you mean about progesterone, progesterone and sleep. I don't know anything about it. I really don't.
If you're low on progesterone, you can have sleep issues.
Mm, mm.
But we always
Okay,
want to
just
look
get
at
our
the whole
hormones
picture.
checked. Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's an excellent idea.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, so what would that tell us if we got our hormones checked? What would that
So,
how would that
there's a variety of hormones. She's looking at the female hormones. I mean, we have
Mhm,
like we already talked about the appetite hormone, I believe it's
mhm,
leptin,
mhm,
that actually affects our appetite. So melatonin itself is a hormone.
mhm,
So all our body is really hormonally driven. As women, we're
mhm,
tend to be more estrogen dominant, but if you're too
mhm,
estrogen dominant, that can put you at risk for a lot of other issues and ailments.
mhm,
There's some women who have higher testosterone, which can put
mhm,
them at risk for having PCOS and other issues. So
Mm-hmm.
that's probably a whole nother live getting into all
Right.
issues.
The hormones. Yes.
Yeah.
But yes, hormonal checks. Cool. All right. I think we're good.
Yay. Well, thank you for having me. This was
Thank
great.
you. Yes. Thank you for these tips. I'm gonna put them into practice starting today.
Awesome.
Yes. And if you want to work with Dr. Robyn, I will add her contact information to the description. And also she's here on YouTube. I think that's already here. So yes, thank you so much. Thank you very much. And thank you all for watching.
All right. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Thank you.